Paul, we can't start yet. The book is over there.
Yeah.
Magical powers aren't going to work. Hold on.
I don't know what his magical powers are, really.
Well, that's a loaded question, Paul.
I think it was a statement, not a question. Yeah. Apart from looking 39 all the time. What's this look you've got going on today?
This is my casual, I'm doing work around the house look.
It's not CBA.
Yeah, it's CBA as well. Just simply can't be asked to glamorise in any way, shape or form. The hair is put up. I don't care. Now, I've had loads to do today and, you know, you've been busy as well, so one doesn't have time to coiffure.
Paula, what's it? That was married to Boomtown Rats.
Paula Yates.
Paula Yates. She often had a bandana tied up and things, didn't she? I remember her for that. She was so lovely. She really was.
Anyway, let's move on, shall we? So, good morning.
Sunday chat!
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Bye.
Bye.
Not really. Not really. Welcome to the show. And we'd first of all like to say thank you to our coffee supporters for funding us to buy our new studio light, which is glaring down on us now. It's very bright.
It's still giving me a shadow though, look.
Well, it will do because you've got a head.
Well, why can't it go there?
Because it can't. It can't physically go there because of the stand.
Why don't you have a shadow?
Because I'm...
Oh, you
glowing.
don't cast a shadow. Oh, spooky.
Oh, why can't I see myself in the mirror? Oh, shit, I'm a vampire.
More of that later.
More of vampire fun later. Very naughty fun as well.
Oh,
so disgusting.
Yes, yeah.
So yes, thank you to our coffee supporters who've paid for our replacement studio light because the old one was, well, it had become dangerous to use.
Yeah,
frankly.
There were 2 copper wires sticking out of it, so yeah.
Yeah, which I only noticed last week after I turned it on. I thought, shit, don't touch that.
Are you playing footsie?
Oh, poor.
Oh dear.
We've got real feel appeal at the moment here, look. Lovely fur. More on that later.
Yeah, more on everything later.
More on everything later. Let's just skip to later. We will do shortly.
Oh, dear me.
And also thank you to our members on Planet Vegetaria. We're celebrating 5 years of Planet Vegetaria. 5 bloody years. Can't quite believe it. It's a fabulous group. If you're not with us, it's a private group, so it's not full of all that Facebook rubbish.
No.
It's a private group, and you can join, but you do have to answer the questions.
Yes.
Otherwise, the computer will say no.
Yeah, it does.
Literally.
It does.
We've got that automated now.
We do, yeah. So, you know, do answer the questions, because if you don't get in. Simple as that. Yeah. Yeah.
Instant death.
Well, no, it's not that. Not really, though.
So yes, we wanted to say those thank yous first of all, but let's kick off the show with Richard and Paul's weather report. What's Richard and Paul's...
Oh dear. Yeah.
What's the weather been like, Paul?
It's been not really like October and then very like October, and it's getting even more like October, basically. We have glorious sunshine today. It's Saturday afternoon and we have glorious sunshine.
Beautiful.
It's quite a lot cooler than it has been over the past few days, where we've had quite a bit of rain. But it's been, when it hasn't been raining and when the sun's been out, it's been about like 22, 23, 24 degrees.
In the sun.
In the sun. Cooler obviously in the shade. Today it's feeling dramatically cooler. So it's about 12 degrees, 13 degrees at the moment. And I think we've got another bit of a warm spell coming up, and then we dive down into normal weather again. Because I think this must be on its way to being one of the warmest Octobers on record in the UK, as September was as well. So yeah, we will see. But there's been quite a lot of rain, hasn't there? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I got wet the other day.
Did you?
Oh, it was very wet.
I got wet in the bath.
When I got to work, I was soaked.
Were you?
My legs were. We had a shower as I was walking to work. Do you not remember I said I need to take the umbrella, Paul?
Exactly, that's why I'm wondering why you got wet.
My legs got wet.
Couldn't you sort of like kneel, sort of, you know, squat down and walk along the pavement, and then the umbrella would have covered more of you in terms that you were shorter, therefore it would have dripped further off and you wouldn't have got so wet down below.
Like a turtle?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Paul, no. That's a terrible idea.
I think it's quite a good idea.
No, I don't think so.
It's like those videos that you see sometimes. Is it Turkish dancing where they, and Russian, where they sort of get down and do, you know, things like that?
We used to do that at school.
Did you?
Yes.
We did country dancing.
We did country dancing as well, but we did that kind of dancing. I could never do it. It was very difficult.
Well, you have very long legs, so you had a long way to kick, I suppose.
It was very difficult for me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
could you go on?
No, I gotta go on.
Oh dear, that does make me laugh. It really does.
So
yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
So the weather, beautiful blue skies today. We had a work party at the allotment this morning that I'll talk more
but
of
you did
in
have
a week.
A shower.
We had a very brief shower, but I think we were having tea when that shower came along. This morning it was just lovely, it really was.
Having tea and chatting.
And doing a whole load of work.
With your little plot friends. Oh yeah, I know what you're getting up to down at that plot. It's just one endless round of tea, biscuits and chatting.
I don't think so.
I think it is. That's why when you come home and go, oh, I've got so much to do, you haven't done any of it because you've been chatting away. And when you say to me, well, it's taken me half an hour to get home because I've been chatting to people on
that's
the way.
very true.
Well, that half an hour could have been spent doing work.
It could have been. It could have been. Yeah.
Instead, I'm sat here at home, slaving away,
sleeping on the sofa,
having an afternoon nap because I've worked so hard.
Yeah, thinking about the things that need to be done.
No,
yeah.
I've done a lot today.
Oh, have you?
While you were at the work party, I was doing stuff in the house.
Like what?
Preparing for autumn.
Like what?
Preparing...
Doing...
soft furnishings.
Thinking...
to make autumn comfort.
Planning...
and
sleeping,
washing things, cleaning things, vacuuming things, doing lots of things, Paul. I was absolutely knackered when you got back.
You were editing when I got back.
I was, exactly.
He was editing.
I was still working and you went, lunch.
I did, yeah. What was that?
I don't know.
Is that what I sound like when I say lunch? Because I shout it up the stairs because he's up the stairs editing. So I do shout lunch up the stairs. Is that how it comes out your end?
No, it just came out of my mouth like that. I do apologise. I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
Maybe it was something channeling through me.
Oh, maybe. Oh, spooky. Anyway,
a Muppet channeling.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Muppet Haunted House. I'd quite like to watch that. It's the Haunted House, but with Muppets. It's a film. I've never seen it.
I am not spending my time watching a Muppet film.
Apparently, it's really good. So I think we will. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We grew up watching the Muppets.
I know, and I did love the Muppets.
Surely you're all Muppeted out.
No, my favourite Muppet. Oh, what's my favourite?
Who is your favourite Muppet?
I like the chef. Erdy Gurdy. I like the chef. Swedish chef. And the two old guys in the box. I always liked them. They were my favourites. And the drummer. Animal, yeah. Those are my favourites, I think. And then, of course, you had Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy was...
I liked Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Because she was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you sort of styled your life, you know, after Miss Piggy?
I wouldn't go there if I were you, Paul.
Oh dear, there we are. Just the nose,
could just
maybe.
bat that back to you.
Just the nose, yeah.
Just the nose?
Yeah.
You're saying I've got a pig nose? I don't think I have somehow. I haven't had a very elegant nose. It might be a little misshapen in places.
Oh, it's a Grecian nose,
no,
isn't
it's
it?
not.
It's a Welsh nose, isn't it? It's a Scottish nose.
It's my nose.
It's your nose, fair enough.
God, I think you're really being cruel now.
Yeah, what was your favourite Muppet?
I've just said that, and you've just completely
Oh, Miss Piggy,
ignored
yeah.
me.
I forgot you said that. Oh, right, okay. On with the show. Where were we? Weather. Yeah.
I don't know, Paul.
Have you ticked it off in your book?
Don't think you can do the show without me.
No, I can't.
Doing the MC.
No, because I go sort of off into sort of like different things. Yeah, exactly. Now we're back.
So, Paul, what was your working week like?
Oh, I went down to Fursake on Tuesday, and it's 34 miles. That's how far it is by road there, and obviously 34 miles back. It took me 4.5 hours to get there and back. I mean, just ludicrous, utterly ludicrous. You know, it took us almost 2 hours to get to Vivi a few weeks ago, and that's like 17 miles.
Yeah.
But most of my journey was A roads and motorways, and it took 4.5 hours there and back.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is. It is. There's the M3 junction by M3 M25 junction at RHS Wisley. They're redoing that whole thing. It's never been a sort of major problem, I've never thought. They're redoing the whole thing. They've lopped trees, swathes of trees are down, and it's a nightmare. It's added at least 2 hours to a journey. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, isn't it? And you know, the thing is, if you opted for public transport, it would take just as long. It would. And you'd probably have delays, and you'd have to pay through the nose as well, frankly.
Well, I used to go to Vanessa when we didn't have the car. When we didn't have Finello, I used to go via train. And it was a London bus, it was then a train, and then it was a local bus their end. And it was the best part, because of the time I had to travel, it was the best part of 48, 50 quid each time. You know, it's, yeah, madness. Yet you were reading the other day about Spain and their fast trains that they've got, like we are supposed to be getting HS2.
Well, as you've probably seen in the news, part of the northern leg of the HS2 has been cancelled.
And part of the southern leg. The bit that comes into central London.
And there's been a bit of a to-do and hoo-ha about it.
Quite rightly.
Quite rightly, exactly. But I was reading about Spain's high-speed train. And to go from somewhere to somewhere, I can't remember.
It was quite a long journey.
Quite a long journey of about 400 kilometres. It was a cost of €19. €19 to do 400 kilometre journey. I mean, here it's going to cost you the best part of 300 quid.
Well, first class it would.
To buy a ticket on the day.
Oh, to buy a ticket on the day, absolutely. And I checked those prices, and that was an average price. You know, if you look at the average price of rail over here, it's just horrendous.
When people say it's rip-off Britain,
they're right.
Seriously, we're being ripped off left, right and centre.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Everything costs a fortune. It's a very expensive place to live. And I was reading another article about a couple from, I think they were from an Eastern European country, I'm not sure exactly where, and they just got their citizenship.
UK?
Yeah, and they were sort of, Alexa, please stop. And they were celebrating the fact that they'd got their citizenship and were allowed to stay here. But on the other hand, they were saying, but we're actually not sure whether we can afford to live in this country. Because everything is so expensive now.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really is. I mean, you know, anyway, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
I know other people have got far worse situations to cope with. We're very aware of what's going on in the news. We're not going to go there because we've got very strong feelings about it, and many of you may not agree with those feelings, so we won't talk about that, but our hearts go out to anyone affected by that war that is going on.
Second war that's going on.
Just,
Plus, that's on top of the other smaller wars that are going on. But anyway, there we are. There we are.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you can get virtually anywhere in Spain on the high-speed train for €19.
Well, no, that's not strictly true. The article did actually say that there are many other routes that are more expensive than that, and there are local issues with trains as well, just like we have. I mean, you know, our transport system is relatively good, but it is prone to delays, strikes,
and it's costly.
And it's hugely expensive.
I mean, what really amazes me is how these companies take out, you know, rail companies, energy companies take out so much profit for their shareholders, yet the British taxpayer is subsidising those companies and those services. It just doesn't make sense to me that the subsidy is so high. I mean, when you think about it, you know, for energy companies, every single bit of oil that comes out of the ground, the public, the UK public, through their taxes, have supported that by 90% of the cost. That's, you know, that's what we do, and then we have to pay on top to actually get it. It's madness.
Anyway,
madness.
You were talking about your working week, Paul.
Yeah, my working week.
Finished.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a long
Make it
journey,
quick.
but it was a good day with Vanessa. Vanessa's assistant wasn't there that day, and Vanessa and I really nubbed down and got on with quite a few things. And yeah, there's quite a lot of planning that was sorted on Tuesday, and I've been working at my desk throughout the rest of the week, just putting some of those things into action for the coming months, because there's quite a few changes coming up for our sake in the latter part of the year, yeah, or the last month of the year. Anyway, yeah.
Good.
So that was good, and I've also got some writing done, which I'm really pleased about, and I also spoke to a potential new client. So we will see if anything comes of that.
Good.
So, yeah.
Excellent, Paul.
How was your working week, Richard?
Well, unlike you, I pulled my finger out and did a blog.
Did you?
Run VT. Good after bloody noon. It's about 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon. I'm sat here in the front room and I've been doing some writing for the October newsletter. I've got my notebooks out here. I've got 2 on the go at the moment. My big notebook, which I've been wanting to start for a while because it's big and heavy and there's plenty of space on a page. I kind of like to scribble quite a bit when I'm writing, so yeah, I've started that one as well. Yeah, October newsletter, that will be out in a couple of days' time. I'm just writing the piece, my piece for it. And I'm reflecting on the time of year. I'm reflecting on the passing of time and the perception of time that we have at different stages in our lives. It's quite an interesting thing to think about. And I was doing a little bit of research, and it was talking about how attention and memory play a big role in the perception of the passing of time. And I remember reading a while ago about how if we are busy, time does appear to go quite quickly, but when we reflect back and realise that we filled the time really well, it makes us feel as though we made good use of the time and therefore had a more fuller experience. Say, for example, when you're reflecting on your weekend, you know, when you get to Monday morning, it's like, what happened to the weekend? Where did it go? But then you reflect and think, well, I did this, I did that, I did this, blah, blah, blah. And it feels as though we filled it, therefore had a longer time of it, if you like. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel as though time passes quickly all the time. But I guess that's because I'm on the go most of the time, doing stuff. Today's been a chores day, basically. I've done quite a bit around the house. I'm wearing the same clothes as I was wearing yesterday, which is fine. I've done some washing. I soaked my tea towels and my cleaning cloths. I cleaned the dispenser drawer of the washing machine, did that job, gave it a good scrub, and inside the socket where the water goes through, gave that a good scrub with vinegar, white vinegar. A few bits and pieces. Yeah, it's been a busy day, but I'm sort of settled down for the rest of the evening to get this piece done. So Paul can edit the newsletter and get that released at some point this week. Yeah. It's busy out there. People are enjoying the good weather today. And it has been quite warm, very pleasant, beautiful skies, beautiful sunshine. We had a lovely sunset last night. I'm hoping for another one this evening, which will be nice. But yeah, just getting on with stuff. That's all you can do, isn't it? Really? Anything else to tell you today? I don't think so. Had a hot chocolate earlier, which was delicious. Gave me a bit of a boost to get on with this. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to start doing the daily vlogs again. Giving you a little extra slice of life in the Richard and Paul household. Giving you good value. Always thinking of the viewers. Excuse my hair as well, it's looking like a right mess. Looking like a bird's nest. It's a right old big barnet at the moment. That's Cockney rhyming slang for hairdo. A barnet, as in a high barnet, which is an area of London. That's right. So, bye for now. Toodle-pip, au revoir. See you soon. Bye. Good afternoon. Welcome to another daily vlog. I'm testing out the new studio light that we've got. So I've not got it quite right. It's a little warm perhaps, but it's really good. It is adjustable. It has a sort of blue-white light and also a warmer light. You can adjust the brightness. Clearly it's getting into dusk at the moment. I think it's about 5:30. So the light is starting to fade outside. This is a very warm white over here. So I probably look more tanned than I am. That's not an issue for me. Healthy glow. So, it's Wednesday afternoon. What's happened? So yesterday, Tuesday, I didn't do a vlog, but I was waiting in, playing the waiting game for the chimney sweep, who finally arrived at around 7 o'clock, having been stuck in traffic for an awful long time. So I felt quite sorry for him. So Paul got home around the same time from being in Cranley and Surrey down at For Earth's Sake with Vanessa. Chimney was swept, all is fine, but he said there was quite a lot of damp soot. So I think quite a bit of rain had come down last week while we were away, because I'd noticed a little bit on the hearth, which sometimes happens with a certain direction of rain. So he's recommended that we have a rain cowl fitted to the top of the chimney to stop that from happening. It doesn't happen very often. In the 20 years that we've been here, I've only really known it happen about 3 times. So I think it really depends on the ferocity of the downpour and also the direction. I think if it's coming straight down, it tends to come in. But he said it all well and good that, you know, it's okay, but with the sulphur content mixed with rainwater, that can bring out the sulfuric acid, which over time can eat away at the structure of the liner, the chimney liner. So we really need to get that done. So Paul's applied for a quote to get that sorted, because obviously it requires somebody to go onto the roof. I'm not doing that. No way. I don't think so. So we'll have to get somebody in to do that. So yeah. So it proves the value of having the chimney swept. Not only are these people chimney sweeps, they're experts at chimney maintenance as well, although they don't fit cowls. So there you go. So that job was done, 118 quid. I think that price has kind of doubled over the years. So yeah, but it's a necessary and important part of having chimneys maintained. So that's good. And of course I'm secretly singing Chim Jiminy Chim in the background whilst he's working. Not really. That would just be really weird, wouldn't it? I am weird, so what? Shoot me now. Anyway, so that was kind of yesterday. Did some writing for the newsletter, finished my piece. So Paul's putting that together. That will be out very shortly. And that's all good. New studio light and stand. Thank you to those of you who contributed funds that we used towards that. We're really grateful for that. I'm really pleased with this. It's a rechargeable one as well. So that's good. No trailing wires. Excellent. What else has been happening? So today is my last day off from my annual leave. I'm back at work tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, which is extra money days, which is great. So I'm ready to go back to work. I think too much time off leaves me feeling a little bit in limbo, because I really wanted to get the car washed but didn't manage to do that. I really wanted to get the garden tidied, didn't manage to do that. I really wanted to get a wall painted in the dressing room, didn't manage to do that either. So yeah, I filled my time with other things that were easier to do. Let's be honest, this is what happens sometimes. Hey ho, c'est la vie. Sue me. Yeah. So this morning I had plans. I got up and had a nice bath. Didn't wash my hair though, because it's not due yet. And went for my COVID autumn booster, which I was invited to go for by the NHS because I'm a social care frontline worker, so I get that free. So that was good. Drove to Northfields to the pharmacy there, which is our nearest vaccination centre. They were very pleasant. And just before the anti-vaxxers start, I choose to do this myself because I'm a frontline worker coming into contact with vulnerable people. So my body, my choice. Thank you very much. Before anybody says anything, because I know there's a few of you who don't agree with it. I do agree with it. I believe in science. Let's just put that out there. And then, of course, as always, a couple of hours later, I begin to feel a bit tired, a little bit sniffly, very achy in the arm. So I thought, you know what, I'm not doing any of those jobs that involve physical exercise. I'm going to have a rest. That's what annual leave is there for, to have a bit of a rest. So I did. And you all know that I like my afternoon naps. It didn't turn into a nap. It was just a rest. And it was perfect, actually, and I feel fine now. A little sniffly, perhaps, a little achy and a little bit spaced out, but I can cope with that. So, yeah, that was today, really. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else to report. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. My friend, Lady Tittington Smythe, knitted these for me and gave them to me as a gift. She uses them all the time. They're cotton washcloths, can be used as dishcloths, cleaning, face cloths, flannels. I love them, aren't they gorgeous? They're knitted with a cotton yarn. And she gave me 5 of these. I was very grateful. They're absolutely gorgeous. Who wouldn't want to do their cleaning up with these? They're actually really nice because they hold a decent amount of water. They really help soap to lather up, and they dry really quickly, so they're just as good as microfiber cloths. And they're washable too, so I can pop these on a 60-degree wash when I do my cleaning cloths and my tea towels. And they're just perfect. Love them. Thank you, Lady Tittington Smythe. I love them. And they're beautiful colours too. So that's it for today's daily. Take care, Toodle Pip, au revoir. Have a lovely evening. I'm sure you will. Bye for now. Bye. It's Friday. Finally. I've reached Friday, even though I've only done 2 days at work. I know, but it's felt like 2 weeks. Because when I arrived at work on Thursday, I had 148 emails to deal with. 148 emails. I was off work, but they were still sending me shit to do. Oh, yeah. So it was a bit of a manic day, to be honest, on Thursday. I wasn't feeling too great, which I think was the sort of effects of the vaccination, la vaccination. And there was a lot of activity. There was a lot of appointments going on, a lot of activity in reception. My boss was working next to me as well. So I kind of felt a little bit overwhelmed by everything. It was a little bit too much. But I kept my shit together because I'm professional. I am. I know it's hard to believe, but I am. So, yeah, busy day. And then this morning at God knows what time, I think it was something like 3:30 in the morning, we were both woken up by our doorbell ringing constantly. I knew it wasn't anybody at the door. I thought that's a malfunction. It's happened before. Only the time before was when we had an old style doorbell that actually had a bell on it. That woke us up at God knows what time. So it's the second time this has happened. So I came down and switched the doorbell off. It's like a plug-in thing. And I think it's a malfunction because I did notice when I painted the front door, the sort of doorbell push had started to disintegrate. So it's sort of hanging in there. So I've ordered a new one. I've had to because I can't be doing with that at 3:26 in the morning, really. No, I don't think so. Scaring the shit out of us. I'm saying shit a lot today, aren't I? I do apologise. For those of you who are easily offended, you need to get a life. Anyway, today is Friday and work has been a quieter environment, which is great. No appointments today at all, so no visitors to the premises. So I've been able to focus on computer work and just crack on with it. It's still been busy. You know, when I say I'm busy, it kind of means I'm constantly working. Even though the environment was quiet, I was constantly doing stuff. So I'm totally up to date now, which is great, which means I can go into the weekend without thinking about work and start next week afresh and new, like a work virgin. Like a virgin. No. And the weather is very windy. I thought we were going to have a beautiful sunset because the sky cleared as I walked home from work. It was gorgeous sun, blue sky, and then the wind whipped up and it's grey and overcast. So, no sunset, no spectacular sunset this evening. Paul's cooking in the kitchen at the moment. It smells divine. I think he's been frying onions. So I'm not sure what he's cooking up, but I'm sure it will be delicious. And he's going to have a bath because he has got, I think, a work party tomorrow at the Plot. I'm sure you'll hear all about it in a week at the Plot. The newsletter came out this week as well. We've had, again, a good reaction to that. I do hope you enjoy it. And you can find out how to sign up to that somewhere, somehow. I think it's on our... Is it on our website? I'm terrible with these things. Aren't I bad? If I ever became famous on social media, I know I'm a little bit famous already, but if I did become famous, I'd have to employ a team of people to do it for me. Yes, talking about famous and being recognised, Paul got recognised when we were driving back from Wales. Again, he was in the loo. It's funny how he always gets recognised in the toilet. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to have a relaxed evening, probably play a game of cards and watch some telly. And yeah, I'm up to date with my washing, so I don't have an awful lot to do tomorrow. I've just got a few bits of housework. And of course, we have to record Sunday Chat for you. So all is good. And yes, I'm looking forward to the weekend, even though I only had 2 days at work. I know, terrible. But anyway, there you go. Hope you're all well. Take care, tout le au revoir. Bye for now. Good morning and welcome to Saturday morning in the Richard and Paul household. I'm doing a few chores. Apologies for the shaky camera work. Bear with me a second. I'm using the phone, so it's quite shaky. It's quite hard to, you know, keep a still picture. So I'm doing a few chores. I'm doing mainly sort of autumn cleaning chores. So I've just been sort of dusting the sofas. Let me turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm in the front room and I've just sort of dusted behind all these sofa cushions. And I've also given them a liberal spray with my fabric freshener, as I have with this one. I don't want to be washing loads of stuff because, frankly, this morning we woke up to a lot of condensation because it was cold outside. But anyway, I dug out my big fake fur from in the storage cupboard. So what I've done is I've vacuumed it. I lay it out on the floor in here, which I've just done. I give it a good vacuum. And then again, I do use a fabric freshener spray. I know it's a chemical, but frankly, at this moment in time, I just want fresh fabric. And I don't want to have to pay for dry cleaning because this is big, and very, very heavy. So it will not go in the machine. No. I've got the, that's up the stairs. I've got the dehumidifier on. Seriously, I was so pissed off this morning with all the condensation. So yeah, so I've been doing that in here. I've got a wash on. Paul's cooking something in the Instant Pot in here. There's a wash on. I've got got my tea towels in there. You see, I do my weekly cleaning cloth and tea towel soak. I've got throws in there, my little snuggly throws. And yeah, they're washing in preparation for the winter. As you can see from the brightness in the hallway, it's a very sunny morning. Sunny, bright and cold. Those cushions aren't an artistic decision. They're stood up there because they are drying from their fabric freshening spray. I don't use fabric freshener a lot. I use it occasionally. It's not like every day. It's like maybe once a month. So yeah, I don't know whether you can see, but it's beautiful blue sky. But it's breezy and cool. Let me turn you back round. Yeah, breezy and cool. Breezy and cool. So I'm going to continue with the throw. That's going to go on the grey sofa. The, can't speak, can't think. The grey fur throw, that's going to go on there. I just need to give it another little sort of brush down once it's dry. And what else have I got to do today? We've got to film Sunday Chat. Oh, yes. My new doorbell arrived. Funnily enough, he couldn't ring the doorbell to let me know that the new doorbell had arrived because the old one's broken now. So I'm going to unpack that and show you. Yeah. Oh my God, they're tiny. These are little plug-in things. You can have two around the house. Paul can have one upstairs. They're the chimes. And then, where's the... And that's the little, sorry, that's the little push button thing. You pull that out to release the battery, I think. I'll have a look at it and check that it works. But yeah, great. Hope it works. I've got to fit that. That's got to screw on to the door surround outside. I've got to take the old one off. So that's another job to do today. So great, super duper. So that's the doorbell fitted. Perfect, job done. And once this is dry, I brush it. I have this clothes brush and I give it a good brush because it does shed. Like natural fur, fake fur sheds as well. This is old though, I mean it's really old, but it's a nice one and it's going to be snuggly for winter. So that's almost done. I can throw it onto the sofa shortly for a new winter look. So that's styled, a new look for winter. Lovely, I'm pleased with that. So a little tip when styling a fake fur. I mean, this is a massive fur. It's enough to cover a king-size bed. So I have to fold it in half. But try not to be too sort of fussy with a fake fur. You know, it should look as though it's just been thrown on and is just there for the winter. It looks really small with this angle, but actually it's not. It's massive and it's very, very heavy. And I've got these sort of bits here, which I've just pulled around just for the arms, just casually pull them round. And I've just tucked this bit in here, just for neatness. But I think that looks super for winter. Bit of extra comfort. Paul will hate it. He hates fake fur. I love it. It's snuggly, it's soft, it's warm, and now it's beautifully clean. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. So there you go. Excerpts from my working week.
And each of them was utterly fascinating, I have to say.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I think they should be on one show, actually. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Good. I was talking about the doorbell saga the other night. That was a bit weird.
It was.
And I said in my vlog, as you've just seen, that's the second time that's happened to us.
Mm.
Good job we're not freaked out about those kind of things.
I don't know what it was. I think it was in the middle of the dream, and the doorbell started ringing constantly, but my brain didn't switch into gear that it was actually the doorbell. You knew straight away.
I knew straight away, and I came down and switched it off, as I said.
And I was sort of like, what is that? What is that? And then you said, oh, that's the doorbell. So, yeah, I don't know where my mind was. I was deep in sleep, I think, at that point.
But that, of course, reminds us that we're in Spooky Month. Spooky, spooky month where we like to talk about spooky things. We certainly do, and if you've not seen our spooky videos on UFOs and ghosts, have a little look at them here. No, they're up here, Paul. There we are, some little links for you. We just talk about those subjects. That's why they're called talk about. Was it chat about? I'm not sure.
I'm glad you checked that before we started recording.
I know, I'm so bad, aren't I? Anyway, lovely. So the newsletter was out this week.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of those of thank you. Thank you to all of those. Thank you to those of you who have signed up for it.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's and we've had lovely emails back as well.
The sun's going in. Don't go in, sun. It'll get too dark.
Well, look, it's gone dark. Look, I've got a really dark shadow now. Look at that. Yeah, it was really, really nice.
Oh, it's really going in. Come back out. We need your glowing light.
Well, I've got my glowing light. Look.
I know. Maybe I'll have to adjust it in post.
Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, you don't know anything then, Paul. Huh?
No, I don't know anything. No, look, it's getting brighter again now.
Is
a
it?
little bit.
Marginally.
A little bit. So, what were we talking about?
I'm going to have
newsletter.
to check. I'm just going to have to check the exposure. One moment, please. One moment, please.
He's fiddling.
Just turn the brightness up a little bit.
That's given me an even bigger shadow now.
I've just adjusted it just a little bit, just to compensate. Just to compensate. Now it's going to get bright, you do realise.
Yeah, it's going to.
Well, that's okay. I'd rather be bright than dull.
Oh, you could never be dull, baby. Never be dull.
I don't know about that, Paul. Right, anyway, let's move on. Newsletter, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so if you want to sign up to the newsletter, go to richardandpaul.com/newsletter or mailing list. I can't remember. It's down below. I should have checked before.
I can't remember either. We're terrible.
Oh, dearie me.
Anyway, let's get on to the final segment of the show, which is what have we watched on television this week, Paul?
And we have watched quite a bit.
Okay, so let's get the quick things out of the way. RuPaul's Drag Race episode 3 was a really good episode. It was It was the girl group challenge. Really super episode.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very entertaining.
Fun, yeah.
As it usually is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly well put together and edited.
But of course, fans of the show look forward to certain episodes. So you've got the girl group challenge, but my favourite episode will be always Snatch Game.
Always Snatch Game.
Love Snatch Game.
Yeah.
Especially if it's done well.
Yeah.
Yes, lovely.
And it's lovely Snatch Game because usually the people who think they're going to do really, really well don't. They sort of go wrong, don't they?
The aim is to make Rue laugh.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
it.
Yeah.
We watched a movie, Resident Evil Raccoon City.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Which I believe is based on the video game.
Yeah.
And it was very video game-ish.
It was very video game-ish. I've really enjoyed, we've watched all of the Resident Evil films that have come out. And it's a new one, I think it's a new one in a series based, as you say, on the game. And yeah, it was frothy and sort of fun. So yeah.
I wouldn't describe it as frothy and fun.
Well, if you like your zombies and sort of, you know, shootouts and things like that.
I remember a friend playing Resident Evil.
See, I've never
many years ago, and it was just basically going through rooms and corridors and shooting zombies. That was basically it.
And that's basically what it is.
And it was quite scary because you wouldn't see them creeping up on you. So it took you by surprise.
Right.
And some of the environments were quite spooky.
When they're in the house, there's a house scene in it where, of course, you always go into the dark house at night, don't you? There's no lights or anything.
Nobody switches the lights on.
No. So, yeah, that was quite... there was a few jumps in that.
Yeah,
but,
that's what the video game's like.
So, yeah,
It's a van.
It's a van. Next.
We watched a series called Encounters on Netflix. Which is all about UFO sightings. And you know we've spoken about UFOs. And we've spoken before about the school in Zimbabwe. Is it Zimbabwe?
Yeah, in Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah.
South Africa.
Yeah.
So they feature that, and they feature another couple of stories, and it's very well made.
It is. It is.
Very well put together. It's kind of like a documentary movie.
Yeah.
But in parts. So recommended if you like UFOs, that kind of stuff. We also watched Sky at Night, Question Time, which was quite good, apart from the presenter, which I don't quite get on with.
No.
Don't really like his style.
No, he always seems to want to talk over everyone and have his bit, if you see what I mean. Where, you know, a good interviewer will just will ask the questions to get the answers, you know. Yeah.
We also watched another part one of a new series called Uncanny. You see, it's October, all of the spookiness is coming out now, Paul. Which was okay. It was about a haunting. Some of it didn't quite add up to me.
Yeah, again, it's a documentary. It's on the BBC. It's based on the podcast Uncanny, and yeah, now it's a TV show, and it's sort of interesting to watch. But I think
I don't know. There were holes in the story that they were telling, and I'm not sure. Go and watch yourself. And you see, it's nice and bright now. And are we looking too bright?
No, we're fine. We're fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
As long as I look creamy and soft.
You do, yeah. Very creamy.
So Uncanny, that's on iPlayer.
Yeah, BBC. So that's rolling out over the coming weeks. Yeah.
And we also started a new series, which is Interview with the Vampire.
The series.
The series. It's a new adaptation of the novel by Anne Rice.
Yeah.
Which is all about a guy who basically interviews a vampire, and the series is the story.
It was a very successful film. Gosh, 20 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And the series of books were incredibly successful as well. I really enjoyed it. I felt as it was an hour long. The first episode was an hour long, but I actually felt it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours, but not long. It didn't feel long to me. You felt it was a bit drawn out, didn't you?
Well, I felt the sex scene was a bit drawn out, frankly.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to criticise it because it was actually beautifully done. You know, I mean, who wants to see beautiful naked bodies?
Bothies.
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 A naked bothy.
A bothy cottage.
Oh,
lovely.
lovely.
Let's go and stay.
Yay.
Who doesn't want to see beautiful naked bodies? I mean, you know, we all appreciate the body, but it was a little long. It was a little long.
Dear.
And it was very erotic. It was very erotic. So warning, if you are of a nervous disposition
Yeah.
and don't like gratuitous sex scenes, then don't watch it. No, it was kind of telling us... Well, it was gratuitous. It was, Paul. It was. I was a little bit shocked.
Oh, dearie me.
I just wanted
I thought it was funny when she was going to put her lip balm on, not quite Vivi's lip balm, and she put it on her tulips, and he sort of noted that, didn't he? It was
well,
like, ooh,
it
yeah.
was a little bit sexy. Alexa, please. You see, even Alexa's getting excited now. Alexa, please stop. So, yeah, it does contain quite a bit of sex, but it is part of the story. It's part of the seduction.
Yeah. And of course there's
that
blood.
occurs. Well, I don't mind the blood because they're vampires.
Oh, you didn't like the blood in Interview with the Vampire, the coffin bit, that bit in the room. You never liked that one.
Which bit in the room?
Oh, the bit in the room with the coffin.
Bit in the room.
Yeah.
Bit in the room. I don't remember the bit in the room.
Oh, well, you've blanked it out. You definitely didn't like that
It was
bit.
too traumatic.
But the acting is really good. The direction is sharp.
But they were quite clean.
Well, I think they were.
When he did him.
When he bit him, you mean?
Yeah. It was quite clean. He was clearly a vampire that enjoys the blood, doesn't spill it everywhere.
Oh, I see what you
mean.
mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't pools of... So, I don't mind that because I would opt to be a vampire.
I'm sure you would, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would. Over all the other monsters, I would choose the vampire.
I quite like werewolf.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily live for a long time if you're a werewolf, do you?
But do you want to live for a long time? I don't
if
know.
You're
I suppose if
youthful
you
and beautiful.
Yeah, well, you get away with it.
Very
of
rich.
Course. Yeah.
Well, I could.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, recommended. Interview with the Vampire. Recommended.
And I think you can stream all of them on BBC iPlayer. So I think we'll be watching another episode this evening.
Is it a BBC series or is it an American production
I think it's an American production company. I may be completely wrong. I don't know.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks very sharp. Yeah. Is that all we've watched? I thought we'd watched more than that.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, Murder, She Wrote, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. 2 other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Question Time.
Yes, we did. We watched Question Time. We usually watch it at 8 o'clock on a Thursday, but we hadn't realised that the new series had started. So we tried to watch it at 8 o'clock on Thursday and we couldn't, could we? On BBC iPlayer.
Computer said no.
Yeah. So we watched it on Friday evening instead.
Yeah, we did. And it was, whatever.
It was fascinating. I mean, it's quite unbelievable how the Tories can blatantly lie.
Oh, yeah.
I do wonder, I was thinking about this when I was emptying the dishwasher earlier. Do they know they're lying and they're just they know they're trying to con us and they know that they can't? Or do they actually believe their lies?
I don't know, don't care.
I mean, this minister stated that the average household in the UK had received £3,000 of benefits over the last winter.
Towards bills?
Towards bills.
That's a complete and utter lie. Yeah.
£3,000?
I don't think so.
Really?
We'd have been whooping it up if we'd have received £3,000. The heating would have been on full blast every day.
Yeah, yeah. And the windows would have been open.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyways,
Tories.
Time to say thank you and goodbye now, Paul.
Is it?
This has been going on for far too long now.
Look at the suns.
The suns.
Yeah, the suns over there. We've got the light is coming in and we've got all the mini suns coming through the slats of the blinds, so we can see the sun at the moment over there.
Lovely.
There's about 20 of them.
Good.
Fascinating.
So that's it. Toodle pip, au revoir, bye for now.
Are we going?
We're going now.
Have we done the whole list?
Say goodbye.
Is that it?
Say goodbye now. Say goodbye.
We could carry on chatting.
No.
No? Oh, right. Okay.
I'm never talking to you again.
I'm not with that, those. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, Toodle pip.
Bye.
Bye.